family, peace and love. It's your boy Chris Enlightened coming back again with some more spiritual vittles. And today I'm going in on how long should you meditate. This is a good one, family. This is a good one. Man, this is a good one because a lot of people don't know how long they should meditate. Some people out there meditating for 2 minutes. I'm good. No, you're not. 10 minutes. No, you're not. 20 minutes. Getting there. 30 minutes. You're getting there. Try to do an hour. Try to do an hour. Start light though. I suggest starting with just 10 minutes, getting used to it, and trying to get to 30 minutes. I believe meditation doesn't really even start until after 30 minutes. Quieting the mind is difficult for most humans. We bombard our mind with information all day. Radio, TV. We're constantly bombarded with things. And the powers that be, the people that's governing our reality, know this. They know this. So when you quiet the mind, what does it do? When you attempt to quiet the mind, what does it do? It starts talking to you. It starts talking to itself. You start getting thoughts, random thoughts about whatever while you're meditating. I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about Susie. I'm thinking about Sanchez down the street. Your mind just starts to wonder because that's what it's conditioned to do. Every night before we go to bed, we quiet our mind and then we drift off to our dreamlike sleep. Each human has the ability to quiet their mind. If you didn't, you wouldn't be able to fall asleep. You'd just be thinking all the time. The key to deep meditation is learning to quiet the mind. I'll do a trick. Well, I do a trick that my master taught me. He taught me to set an alarm for 30 minutes. And after 30 minutes, when you hear that alarm, it's okay to drift off to sleep in that first 30 minutes of meditation. But when you hear that alarm, that's when you know to get back into it. So after 30 minutes, you almost want to fall on the cusp of sleep and consciousness. So even me, some days I fall out. But when I hear that alarm, I straighten up and my mind's already been quieted because I was in that dream sleep state. And then I prolong it. I hold on to my consciousness and then my mind is quiet. And that's when I get all my downloads. That's when I get all my ideas for my books. If you're wondering about what it is you want to do, you have all these dreams, you have all these ideas, but they're not complete and you're unsure how to start. Start meditating. Do 30 minutes. Set a timer for 30 minutes. Sit there in quiet with your eyes closed and be aware of all the sounds around you. And try to go to sleep, but don't go to sleep. Even if you do go to sleep, after the 30 minutes, you hear that alarm, keep your eyes closed, straighten up, and just focus on your breathing. And ask yourself a question. And the first thing that comes in your mind, remember it. Remember it. Another thing you can do in your meditation to quiet the mind is to visualize a delete key or a chalkboard with an eraser. And just start thinking of things. If you got your eyes closed, you're sitting there, think about a car. That's not what you want to think about, erase it or hit delete. Think about a house. That's not what you want, erase it and hit delete. Keep deleting things in your mind as long as you want and erasing things as long as you want until you can't think of anything. You want to exhaust your mind. Exhaust your mind. That's just something I do. In the beginning, I used to count my breaths. That was a for sure way for me to fall asleep. I'd get to like 289, and I'd be like, man, I'm gone. I'm gone. And I count my breaths slow. I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd be like, 1, 2, 3. In my mind, count your breaths. Some people do mantras. Mantras are good because it gives you a focal point. If you don't have anything to focal point, you'll have mind chatter and your mind will wander. That's why people do Om Ganapati Nama, Om Ganapati Nama. They do mantras and they just count them. And I'll give you a tip that my wife gave me. She says she sees the number in her head. When I say the Ganesha mantra 108 times every day, I say Om Ganapati Nama, and I see a 1. And I keep that 1, I see a 1 burning in my mind. Then I say, then I see it too in my mind. And I keep doing that till I get to 108. Don't worry about clicking or anything like that. You want to be still and focused on what you're saying. You want to do other divine prayers. Namo Bhagavate, Trilokyar, Paravisa Bodhaya Bhagavate, Tariyata, oh, whatever you want to play, whatever you want to say. You know what I mean? Whatever you want to say. Okay, family? But the key is to just do something. Work on your spirituality. Grow spiritually. Evolve. Because it's the key to you having the life you want to have. Everyone that's wealthy out there, they ain't saying it, and they ain't going to tell you. They're not going to tell you. I was getting too me. They're not going to tell you. But they're working with the higher divine forces. They're working with beings and deities to obtain all this wealth. Why not you? Why not you? Are you going to sit there and still think it's spooky and keep losing? Or are you going to try it and start winning? And again, all you're doing is connecting with what's inside of you. Because all these gods and all these deities, all these higher beings, they're nothing more than higher aspects of who you are. You got to stop seeing yourself as this meek human. You're a god inside that flesh. This body is like a Halloween suit. You put it on, and that's what we do. We put on this suit to evolve spiritually. So on that note, I hope I've given you some tips. Please apply some of them. Don't try to do all of them. Try them out for a month. See what works for you. There's no race to growing spiritually. In this Western world, we're all about fast food, fast times, microwaves. Everything got to be fast. When it comes to spirituality, it's old school. You got to have an old school mindset. Okay? It's going to take you years. It's not going to happen over a day, overnight, over a month. It's going to take you years. Okay, family? And go into it for the track meet. Cross-country track meet. Go into it with that mindset. Okay, family? I want you to win out here. And I want you to win. I want you to get wealthy out here. Go out to Amazon.com. Pick up my books. The Enlightened Taught. That book was downloaded into me by the God taught. I go back and read my poems and be like, dude, that's deep. And every time I read it, I get something different. The poems will surely titillate your frontal lobe. And you will evolve spiritually. It's going to expand your consciousness through poem. I've never read poems like my poems. I'm going to do another Enlightened Talk, but I'm so busy with writing my consciousness series that it's overwhelming right now. And I don't like being overwhelmed. Get poverty consciousness. It will reconstruct your paradigm on what poverty is and the mindset that you may adapt by thinking negative of the world. And then go out and get wealth consciousness. Read them in that order. The Enlightened Taught, poverty consciousness, and then finish up with wealth consciousness. My next book I'll share with you, it's called Relationship Consciousness. It's dropping soon. It's about the relationship that you have with yourself, the universe, deities, other people, money, all facets of relationships. It's not just your boo. It's not about that. That's in there, but it all has a finite, innate foundation of spirituality, because everything is spirituality, and spirituality is everything. Okay, family? So on that note, peace and love. Winning!